is not available on ChatGPT, Google, or anywhere else. This is 100% original, dedicated for you. The first thing, what I'll be covering today and what you'll be learning is about the first one is the 3-day recurring revenue. Today is the day number one. And today is the biggest hidden opportunity of the decade. So, right now, you will understand for the next 10 years what is the biggest ever opportunity that's there and how to leverage it. Because think about it, like real estate, think about technology, think about the internet. There was one exact time which actually drove it for the next 10 years. And right now, with the AI coming in, a lot of things changing, the next 10 years is going to be dedicated to what I'm going to be sharing with you. The second one, I'm going to share with you about the types of recurring business models which is best for you. I mean, I'm going to like run you through all different models, not just one, and you can decide what is good for you so that you can actually build and navigate your business towards that. And third one is about the underground kept secret of the recurring revenue system. This is some of the system that's being used by topmost companies right now, making tons and tons of revenue every single month, every single quarter, every single year. How do they do it? And how do they implement it? I'm going to show you that, and it's going to blow your minds for sure. And my favorite is how to crack the game of 1 crore a month, step by step blueprint. How do you build a business that can have the capacity to reach that? I'm not saying that you'll reach that right away, but the future is about, let's say that you work for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, and reaching a point where you can get that kind of a revenue that comes to you every single month. Okay, let's get started with today's session. So first thing I want to cover is about, I want to ask you a simple question straight to you right now. Okay, see my screen right now, complete focus. I'm going to show you some of the apps and I want you to leave a message in the comment box. Okay, which of these apps do you use? If it's one, just type as one. If it is two, type as two. If it's three, type three. If you're using all four, type 4. Right now, I'm opening the chat box. Go ahead and tell me in the chat box, how many are you using? I can see 4, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 4, 4. Fantastic. 3, 4. Okay, 2, 1, and 3. Like all super powerful, right? That's exactly how it makes a difference. Now, why did I ask you this question? I'm going to unveil that in a bit. Okay, keep that in mind. So this is just getting started and it's going to be super amazing as we proceed further. So I want to like set up some rules for you to get the best value. So today's session is literally going to give you so much value beyond ChatGPT, beyond AI, no content from that as such, not even a single word out from there. It's based on experience and helping hundreds of people accomplish this. So I wanted to be fully attentive here. And that's the reason I have 3 rules for you. The first one is be fully present. No matter what you're doing right now, leave everything, sit and completely focus. Second one, stay open-minded because some of the concept which I'm going to share with you, you're listening for the first time. Right? When you listen for the first time, you may not really know that, does it really work? There's a lot of questions that's going to come into your mind. It's like, is this going to work? Is this for me? Does this really happen? I don't think this is happening. You'll get a lot of mind voice coming in, but I just want you to stay open-minded. The simple fact for the matter is that many of the times when you don't know some of the things which is on the other side, you tend to believe that's not true, right? Because you've never been there. You've never experienced that. But when you listen to it the first time, your mind might tell you that, is this possible? But I'm going to show you exactly blueprint of how the world is moving towards this. Every single business you speak, even today, ChatGPT or any of those businesses follow exactly this model, which I'm sharing with you. And third important point is focus on long-term vision. I'm not here to share anything that's quick. It's not like you join this today and in next 7 days you'll start making money. No, that's not the claim at all. And that's not something I don't encourage. You build a business for long term. Okay, businesses are never built for short term. Imagine companies who are there for last 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and 50 years. Now that's a real business, right? We don't build anything for a short term. We build a business for a long term. So what I'm sharing with you is about the next 5 years, 10 years, and 15 years, how to get into it, start building it, and which is still going to be relevant even after 5 to 10 years. You never have to worry that my business is just going to go away. Okay, because many markets right now are facing that threat, right? The AI coming in, the world is changing. They feel like, will I become irrelevant? Is this really going to work for me? A lot of questions, but what I'm going to share with you is like future proof for next 10 years. Okay, beyond 10 years, not sure, but 10 years, solid proof. no matter what, this is going to work exactly for you. And just in case you don't know me, my name is Karthik Naidu. I started my online business journey as a business automation coach. So I trained entrepreneurs to build a business automation so that they can leverage the system and they can grow the business. And I initially struggled to build an recurring revenue for myself. I didn't have the predictability. I was always thinking like, next month, what's going to happen? Imagine like once the 30th is done, like the salaries come on 5th, and I used to be worried. I used to be like, how do I get the money to make the payment on 5th? How do I pay my rent? How do I pay my staff? How do I actually pay back all my marketing agencies and other things? A lot of questions used to come to me until I understood that business is not about sitting and praying, but it's about predictability. And today, even if we pay out the salaries, to be very frank, it automatically goes from our account. The moment we make any payout, the money keeps coming in. And that's the power of recurring revenue model, right? And I went on to build one of the largest communities for business owners, trained over 8,000 paid members. Maybe 2.5 to 3 lakh people have attended these webinars. Today itself, we have hundreds of people here. So like this, I've been doing for the last 5 years. So you can imagine we've trained more than lakhs of people, and more than 8,000 people have got into and learned and implemented my framework and my systems. And my vision is to help you to build a recurring business with my proven formula. Whatever you're going to learn today from me is about the most tested, battle tested everything. What we implemented before AI, what we implemented during the new AI, and what we are implementing right now is still relevant. Okay, that's the power of this. So let's jump in right now to understand how to get started and move ahead from your current challenges. Right, we all are entrepreneurs. The current challenges which I've seen in the online space, especially for digital marketers, agencies, freelancers, you talk about like trainers and coaches, like anybody in the online space, I've seen many people struggling with common challenges. And if you're somebody who is like looking to start a business, these are the common challenges which you'll see people around there, right? The first one is struggling to get consistent clients. Think about it. Getting client is not once in a time. It's like a everyday routine. You need to sign up people on a single day, like every single day. Second problem is the low customer retention. I've seen businesses working so hard, bringing in people, and they're acquiring people, but at one side they're leaving. That's a pain, right? You're working so hard, bringing in them, they use your products and services, they leave you and go back. So there's no retention, right? There's no recurring. That's exactly the biggest problem. And third one is unpredictable monthly cash flow. Most of the businesses cannot tell how much money they can make the following month. But you know what? With our framework and system, I can literally tell you what will be the average income of the next month right now. Now, why is it? It's based on your track, right? You look at the last 3 months, 4 months, 6 months income, you know exactly how your business is performing, how is it growing month on month, and how you can predict it in the future. Now, to build a business like that, you need your customers not to pay you one time, but to pay you regularly. Now, how do you build a business that your customers like feel, okay, I need to pay this? Right? Operating on a thin line of profit or loss. So the profit margins are very thin right now because the competitive world is there. Like you offer at, let's say, 30,000 rupees a month a service, and you'll see somebody else like offering at 15,000 rupees. Naturally, people say that, okay, let me take up that because it's like cost effective. And one more thing also happens is they'll come to you in the first month, they'll pay 30,000 for 2 months. They'll make you work, build everything for them, and then they move to the other person for 15,000 and they continue with the same price. Right now, that's a pain. Right? How do we overcome this as entrepreneurs? I'm going to cover that. And next is recurring revenue is needed, but how? Like if you're like Karthik, awesome. I know that you're talking about recurring revenue, but tell me how does the recurring revenue come to me? Like how do I get the money every single month, every single quarter, every single year? Why will people pay me? I'm going to touch upon these topics and these pain points where by the end of these 3 days, you will overcome all of this. You'll have a clear plan, clear mindset, clear execution plan. And when you get in and you implement this, you'll be able to come out with all of this. So first thing, let's get to the basics part. Okay, because I'm here to give you a lot of content in a limited time. Okay, this is not like a limited time hitting around the bush. I don't want to like keep it lengthy conversation, just giving you gyan. I want to make sure that I give you maximum value in the limited time. Okay, so my pace is going to be like at this pace so that you can catch up with it. It's slow, fast, medium, doesn't matter. All I want you to do is just understand. I don't want you to literally do anything right now. It's just listen. And the best part is when you listen to something like this, it directly goes into your subconscious mind. What I'm speaking to you is I'm not speaking to you. I'm actually speaking to your subconscious mind. How many of you can feel that? Right? The moment I'm telling you something, it's directly hitting you inside and it's staying there. And that's the power of this, what I'm sharing with you. And this has impacted thousands of people. Okay, so I want you to be completely open minded, stay calm, listen to it, understand. That's what is the most important. Let's get to starting a business. What is a business? According to Richard Branson, he does that a business is simply an idea to make other people lives better. But the biggest problem is many people are trying to make their lives better by running a business. It's the reverse, right? Why did a business start? Basically, it is about you impact somebody's life. For instance, somebody needs a washing machine because they can't wash clothes. So you invent a washing machine and make sure that everybody uses it and their lives are better because the machine is doing the work for them. Like you want to travel somewhere, so you need a vehicle. So let's say you manufacture a car and that's going to help and change people's life because end of the day you're traveling through a car which is more comfortable, right? You build an aircraft. You build an aircraft so that people can travel faster from one location to another location. This is the most fundamental basic way of running a business. It is about a business is simply an idea to make other people's lives better. What you're selling, if it's not changing people's life, that means it's not a business that you should be running. You should be focusing on something that will truly impact. Because going further, it's not about just the money. Once you start making it, the impact and the recurring revenue comes in when people's life keep changing every single day. Take about Netflix. Why do you think people are paying it? Because it's keeping them entertained. Like they work hard, they come back, they watch some movies, they watch some shows, entertainment. Let's say Zoom, I showed you that. Why do people pay for Zoom? Because it's helping their business grow. It's helping them connect. So naturally, it's a value, right? You talk about chat gpt, like why do you use chat gpt? You want to like research something, you want to get an information, you use it, and that's the reason you pay for that. If you're using a free model, end of the day, if you're a business, you'll start paying for it. You're using Canva, you have a free version, but end of the day, once you use a pro version, you use it because it's going to save a lot of time for you. If you observe here, the basic thing is about solving people's problems and making their lives better. That's the basic fundamental of any business. If that doesn't fit in, I want you to think on terms of how can you migrate your business towards changing the lives of people. Okay. And next, let's move into the next part. Okay. Next part I'm going to share with you is about the entrepreneur meaning. So, what is the full meaning of actually an entrepreneur? Many people think that it's a fancy word. Okay, it's like entrepreneurs, the CEOs, the founders, they make a lot of money, they have like fancy cars, and they have like beautiful offices, they do podcasts, they do webinars, they have a lot of money. All that is good in a side. Those are byproducts of all this. But the true core meaning of an entrepreneur is here. An entrepreneur is someone who starts and manages a business, often taking financial risk to do so. Every single business has a financial risk, and an entrepreneur is either rewarded or is not rewarded for the financial risk he's taking by running that business. That's exactly what an entrepreneur means. So the entrepreneur byproducts are a lot of things when you're successful, but when you're not successful, there's also a lot of downside. And the worst part is like 90% of the startups fail. 90%. We all know that. Any business startup, it's tend to like go into a failure mode. First 2 years, 3 years, they're dead. Now, why does that happen? So the number one reason for these startups to fail are here on my screen. I attended one of the event very recently, okay, conducted by Razorpay in Bangalore. And when I attended that, I happened to see Kunal Bal speaking there. Okay, so he's in Shark Tank. He's an awesome entrepreneur. So when I was seeing him speaking, he mentioned on the stage something very interesting, and I just typed on my phone and kept it. This is not told by anywhere else. He told this on the stage, and he said 90% startups never find a product market fit. I think it hit me the most. I always used to think that 90% startups are failing because they're not good at marketing, they're not good at sales, uh, they don't have the right mentorship, they don't know how to do it. But in fact, when you get to the ground root, you will actually see that the maximum number of startups are failing, 90%, is because they don't have a good product that the market needs. That's the biggest problem. The problem is not about marketing. And all the entrepreneurs are running behind learning marketing. They want to learn funnels. They want to like sell. They want to learn all the skills so that they can sell on one-to-ones and webinars and events. But the biggest problem is 90% startups don't have a product that the market needs. How many of you agree with that? Just type agree in the chat box. If you actually agree with that on a subconscious level, that you know that actually if you have a great product, you don't need to push anybody to buy that, right? You don't have to push anybody. You don't even have to tell people like, just go buy this, because end of the day, you have a great product. People will actually buy it because the product is good. It's as simple as that. But on this whole journey, the entire focus has changed. The focus has changed from building a solid product to actually going and learning all the skills and all the marketing tactics and selling it. But that's exactly the core problem. So I want you to take the core problem right now. The biggest 90% startups are failing because they don't have a product that the market needs. Imagine today, you're going to be going and pitching people a SEO service. You tell them you pay me 40,000 rupees. I'm going to do SEO so that you come on first page of the Google. People are going to laugh at you, right? 100%, right? Even if it's me. I cannot go and pitch a product which is like SEO today's day and age, right? Because ChatGPT is enabling literally to get your results on their chat. Forget Google, like you will get all the recommendations on ChatGPT at this point. And they're also planning connecting with Shopify. Right now, OpenAI announced that they want to make people's buying experience without going to the app of anywhere. They want people to buy within their chat window. Now, if the world is moving there and you go and sell a service like 40,000 rupees for SEO is not going to work. It's simply that that product is not relevant anymore. You need to work on how you can rank on the AI search. If somebody is searching on AI, how do you rank on the top? Now, that's the new thing, right? So you need to adapt yourself and understand the product you're selling must be relevant to the market. Now, what makes a business profitable? Now, I want to talk about profits is because nobody talks about it these days. Everybody is talking about the revenue. I've seen many business owners tell, Karthik, my business is doing like 10 lakhs a month. I'm like, that's great. So what's your profit? And they're like, actually, you see this, we have a lot of expense right now. And this is only for 1, 2 months. And we are spending about 8.5 lakhs. So what's your profit? 1.5 lakh. And that also, I think when I deduct my tax and other things, I get about 75,000. Imagine you make a revenue of 10 lakhs and you're getting 75,000 to take home. Is that a good margin? No, it's not profitable, right? If you're doing at that scale, then you need to do 1 crore. Now, when you do like, let's say 1 crore of revenue and then you make like literally maybe like 5% profit, that's great. Imagine you make 5 lakhs and you're making 5% profit. Like, in fact, a person in a job can earn more than actually a business can. Right? It's just like one person's salary, 30,000, 50,000 rupees. Now, what does it mean to run a business with 5 to 10 lakh revenue and you're taking home 50,000 rupees as a profit? So the profitability comes with four important things. Please grab your notepad and write down what does that gives a business profit. The first one is a great product. I always bet on the product rather than everything else. All the skills are learnable, everything you can do, but you cannot change a product. You need to be in the space where you sell a great product. People should be like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like this product is something people need. And that's exactly the world works. Because the product is good, people go and buy it. It's not for any other reason. You need to make sure that you have a good product or a service. When I say product, it's either a product or a service that people need. The second one that makes your business profitable is a high value offer. It's also not about just the product. Now think about it. Like you have a product, you tell like the value of this product is 10,000 rupees and I'm going to give you at 10,000 rupees, you can buy this. People are like, okay, I can buy it tomorrow. I can buy it like after a week. Hey, you know what? I'm going to come back and buy this later. Now, the same scenario, Hey, this product is 10,000 rupees, but you know what? We have a limited time offer. This is expiring just right today, and you're going to be getting this at 6,000 rupees only for a limited time. Now, which is more action taking? This, right? Why? Because it's not about just the product. You need to create a high value offer where people move to make a decision to open their wallet and give the money to you. That's why malls have the sales, right? Whenever the sale is there, when Amazon also, even imagine like a e-commerce brand will have like a big sale, right? $1 billion sale they have. In Amazon, they have like a bigger sale that's coming in, the big festival sale they have. Many sales come in because they want to grab that revenue. If they want to get in that revenue, they need a high value offer. No matter what you're selling, you need to make it attractive for them to make a decision. That's the second thing. The third one is consistent leads. Now, it's not about just having a great product and sitting somewhere where people don't know you. You need to reach out to people. You need to market your product. You need to generate inquiries where people are interested to know more about your product. It could be telecalling, it could be webinars, it could be one-to-one. People are coming to your office, doesn't matter. But end of the day, you need more inquiries where people come in and they look at your products and services so that they can make a decision whether they want to buy it or not. And next is about the sales and cash flow. You need to focus as a business where you can sell a lot, okay, and you can maintain the cash flow. Cash Flow Quadrant is one of the best books I've read. It's by Robert Kiyosaki. He's written like the ESBI, right? Employee, self-employed, then business owner and investor. Fantastic book. And in that, he exactly tells that cash flow is everything. If your business doesn't have cash flow, it will die because it doesn't know how to survive. It needs a flow every single day. Every single day. Initially, when I started my business, the first goal itself was about, I'll share about what my businesses are, how we built it also, so that you can actually know the real implementation of what I'm telling you. So when I started, my only one goal was, I'm not going to work for today. I'm going to work for the next 5 years. But after 5 years, I'm not going to work for that day. That's exactly what I told myself. I said, like, I worked right now, I built something, and after 5 years, I will not work for that day. I will only work for the future. So when you start working for the future, your present is taken care, right? It's sorted. So please write down the 4 things that you require to make a business profitable is a great product. You need an amazing offer. You need consistent leads, and you also need sales and cash flow. All right. And there are 3 types of income that comes from here. Okay. So you know that what is required to actually make money, okay, to build a profitable business. And when you run this kind of a business, there are 3 kinds of income that you can charge people. You're selling a product, you're selling a service. What are the 3 kinds of income you can charge? That means you can charge them based on 3 methods. I would say like 3 channels that you can ask money for. Okay, you sell your product, you can tell, give me this kind of money, this kind of money, this kind of money. What are the 3 kinds of money? The 3 kinds of money are, the first one is one time. Okay, it's a transaction based. So let's say somebody is coming to you, they buy for one time and they sort it, right? We don't know they're going to come next time or no, right? One purchase, and I think next 5, 10 years, 15 years, they're done, right? Like they buy a television with you, right? Television, like let's say they use it for 6 to 8 years or 10 years. Like next 10 years, they're not coming with you. They buy an AC and they bought it from you, and next 5 years, they're not coming back to you. Now, this is like a one time transaction. Now, does that mean that a business should not do one time sales? It can. I mean, the world works on every way, right? One time sales also make money. But the point is, you need to find new customers every single time. Think about it. You sold a television to one person. Let's say that that city has 100 people. Okay. Just, I want you to imagine city has 100 people and you sold TV to 10 people. Now, to sell the 90 more people, let's say 50 people don't need in that. Now, how many are left over? Just 40. And let's say in the next 6 months, you sell it to all the 40 people. So you sold to literally 50 people in 100 population. Now, what next? What's next? Where can you find people to sell more? You want to go to next city? Okay, done. And then next, you'll always be on the go in search of new customers, new people. Where can I find the people? Like I sold it, I want to find like new people. That's exactly one-time sales. It's fine, it works for some people, but doesn't work for me. And I don't recommend building in, putting in efforts on the one-time sale for the biggest reason I'll tell you. The cost per acquisition today in marketing and sales is very high. You're competing with some of the top brands. Imagine they have so much of money, and when they move in there, they literally spend so much money, and you need to like compete with them. So your ad cost is more, your lead cost is more, and then let's say that 10,000 rupee product you're selling, and you spent like 5,000 on marketing, your product cost is 4,000, and you're left with like 1,000 rupees margin or 2,000 rupees margin, 10%, 20% margin, right? How many new people can you find out? It's not scalable. That you sell 100, 500, 1,000, still your margins are going to be there. And if it's like a universal product, then it's great. But imagine if it's like rarely taken product, then it's done. The marketing will eat up all your budgets. If your cost per lead goes up, your 10% profit is becomes zero. And I've seen many businesses like that right now. I mean, you've seen that businesses, right? Where they're just operating like on a rotation basis. It's like they make money, next month they make money, but nothing stays in the bank because it's on the roll, one time sales. The second one is installment. Now this is where you can actually sell something for one time and you can collect that money on a regular basis. Okay, it's like on an installment. Let's say you sell a high ticket program and the program could be costing you somewhere about 3 lakh rupees. Now you tell that, you know what, for the next 1 year, my product is going to cost you 3 lakhs, but you don't have to pay me 3 lakh right now. You can just make a down payment of 1 lakh. Okay. And the rest of the 2 lakhs, you can pay me in 4 installments of 50,000. Now, what is this? This is an installment option. It works very well in education. Let's say you're into the education institution, you're giving some kind of a product that people will use and they'll pay back you. Okay, then it works perfectly. So if it's a service-based business, it happens on a consistent basis. It could be even a marketing agency. Think about it. Like you say that my project for you for the next 6 months is going to cost you 3 lakhs. Okay, and you can pay me 1 lakh down payment, and next month you can pay me 50,000 for the next 4 months. So what happens here is you get the money recurring. Okay, but the point is it has an end date. You got it? So it's installment, but it has an end date. Like after 4 installments, my income is going to stop. And there is an other kind of an income which is called recurring. Now, this is what I call as infinite income. Infinite. That means once a person starts paying you, that person will pay for the next 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, every single month or every single year. Now tell me, how many of you want which kind of an income in this three? Just type that and put it on the chat box. Do you want a one-time income business? Do you want an installment kind of a business? Or do you want a recurring business, which is also called as infinite income? Which one do you need? Recurring, absolutely. I can see that recurring, fantastic. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Awesome. Right? I mean, every one of us need that because that's energy for a business, right? I'm exactly here to teach you that. I'm not going to cover anything in one time installment, but I'm going to teach you what's there in the recurring revenue because I built all my businesses. I don't build a business if it's not giving me recurring revenue. It's simple. And that's not from now, it's from 2014. That's where I started my entrepreneur journey. I've never sold anything for one time till date. I always build something that's recurring. I'll tell you how it is. So there are three kinds of leverages which I learned from Naval Ravikant. Okay, he shared on his podcast, he shared in his book, he shared everywhere. And I think this is what changed the way on why did I build it, how did I build it, how I've cracked the code. This is not something new. It's not like I've invented this kind of a model. It's not. I've seen some of the most successful people, they've modeled this format. And I was like, I want to do that. And what I did, I adapted that for India and I kind of got deep into it. So, according to Naval Ravikant, there are three kinds of leverages that you can use to become rich. Now, what is that? Now, what's a leverage? Leverage is the advantage that you get to grow. It's like the springboard. Okay, imagine you have a high jump. Okay, there's like a 3 feet bar right now. So you want to go and jump a 3 feet bar. So you go there, you jump on the ground, you take the elevation, you cross the 3 feet. Now you get that bar to let's say 5 feet. Now it's hard, right? 5 feet jumping is going to be hard. Now, the leverage that you can get is a springboard. Now, imagine if there is a springboard right next to that high jump and you run instead of jumping directly, you keep your leg on the springboard, it gives you that elevation, and then you jump over it. Isn't that easy? That's exactly what a leverage is. To become rich, if you're just going to work hard, like thinking I'm just going to like go and jump myself, I will practice 1,000 times so that I learn how to do it, or simply do you want to leverage and become rich? I think the second one is ideally most important, right? Working hard is important, but at the same time, you also got to be slightly leveraging few things so that you can move faster. Everybody does that, right? The whole world does that. Now imagine if somebody wants to like manufacture a car today. Do you think they're going to like go and start from digging and getting the iron ore? Why? Because they want metal for the car. And they like start a rubber factory because they want tires. They start a leather factory because they want leather. It doesn't work like that. You want to build like a, you want to manufacture a good car. Right now you need to leverage the iron ore that's available, convert that into sheets and get your model, get your chassis done, get your engine, get your rubber, get your leather. You leverage a lot of things right now. In today's day and age, you don't have to do everything from scratch. You can leverage a lot of things. So he tells there are three kinds of leverages that you can use to become rich. The first one is labor. And this is the lowest point. Okay. I've seen many people learning today about how can you build a team and how can you grow your business. I'm like, okay, that's great. That's fantastic. 5 years back, super exciting topic. Today, not exciting. Why is it? Because things are changing. There's AI agents are coming in, and a lot of repetitive tasks is taken care by AI right now. You need to learn how to build a virtual AI team, right? That's the future if you look at it. So you cannot leverage just labor in today's day and age and think you'll grow a business. Like earlier, if you say that this company has like 500 employees, it's considered a big business. Why? Because to hire 500 employees and run a company, you should have that kind of an income. Only then you can do. So the measurement that was taken in the earlier days was about the labor. Like you talk about 1900s, 1910, like Ford was there, like manufacturing, car manufacturing was there, unions were there. How many employees were there? Each of these factories had like 1,000, 2,000 employees, right? There's like gold mining was there. So how many people working? 4,000, 5,000 people. The highest leverage of those business was labor. They used people, and the more people were there so that they could get more time and they can make more money. It doesn't hold good today. It's the lowest form of leverage today. If your business is growing based on people, then you're playing the least game at this point. Okay, the first one. I'll tell you what's the second one. Second one is the capital. Naval Ravikant says capital is what which will help you grow faster, where you can have a substantial amount, you can invest it, and that money can make you more money. Now, when I say investment, I'm not talking about the stock market investment of 5 lakh portfolio, 10 lakh portfolio. Okay, let's say even if it gives you like 10 lakhs and gives you like a 10% yield or 12% yield per year, it's still going to be 11 lakhs. So the whole year, your profitability was like, let's say 1.2 lakh. That's 10,000 a month. Right? It's not going to change your life. I mean, it's there, it's compounding, it's going to beat the inflation slightly, but real inflation is very high. Like you can't even like imagine, right? So it could be anywhere between any percentage. Like people say it's 12%, 14%, 15%, but it claims to be 7%, which is as per the thing. But how do you outbeat, how do you multiply your money? You can only multiply your money when the volume is huge. Think about it. Now, let's say you have a 10 crore portfolio. That's something substantial, right? If you make like 12%, you make like 1.2 crore. Now, is that a good income? Depends. Like depends on your wealth, depends on how you're building your business. So building a business based on capital is always subjective to where you are, what you're exactly doing right now. But that is the second kind of leverage. If you have a lot of money, you can invest on, let's say, stock market. The second kind of leverage, you can put in your money on the startups. You can buy equity. You can say that, okay, I'm investing this money in the seed stage. I'm like getting this kind of a percentage equity, like 10% in your company, 5% in your company. Now people start looking at, okay, that's good. And you buy like 10 startups, let's say 10% in 10 startups, nine fail, and one becomes a big thing. Now, whatever you lost in 9, you're going to make back 10 times or 100 times in that one thing that works. So, what are you doing here in this whole business model is about you're leveraging the capital to grow your money. You got that? First one is what? Labor. Second one is the capital. The third one, which has built the world's most richest people, even today, even in the past, ever in the history. You know what that is? It's code or media. Now, what is that? Code is you build it for once and you sell it to hundreds and thousands and lakhs of people without reproducing them. Listen to this very carefully. There is going to be zero cost of production when you sell the product or service. That's exactly the code. I spoke about Canva. I showed you some of the Zoom. I showed you Netflix. Now tell me, if they get a new subscriber, is Netflix going to literally onboard the person, do delivery of service? Do they have a project coming in? Nothing. You get a user ID password, you log in and you use it. It's as simple as that. If you look at Microsoft, you look at Google, you look at everything like Canva, ChatGPT, like any of these systems and the world's richest people have built is based on the code and media. Medias are movies, like let's say like a big movies come in, somebody's written a book, but at least even the book has a production cost, right? Somebody pays you, let's say 500 rupees, you have a cost of production which is 200 rupees, but code has zero, right? You build something for one time and you give a login ID password to somebody and they can literally pay you every single month without you having a single expense. The lowest level is labor. The second one is capital. And the topmost leverage is about code or media. Now, why do I say this? Think about the world. Who's the richest person we know for a very long time before Elon Musk? Bill Gates, right? Microsoft. What did he build? They built Microsoft, they made computers, they dominated the world. Every time they gave the Office package to anybody, they didn't have to create it. They literally gave it to them and people started using it, Excel, Word, and all that, and they started making money. So Microsoft became so valuable because they adapted to the online space. Let's say about Elon Musk. What do you think he built first? A payment processing, like PayPal. Let's say he used this. What was it built on? Technology. He built it once, he told people to use it, people started using it. It's the same code, one time built, and people started paying money. What do you think about ChatGPT? They built it. The evolution keep happening, but they built it, and any payment that comes in right now is coming to the bank account for not creating to the customers. You build it once and you monetize forever without recreating it for that customer. And that's exactly the code or media. Now, my straight question to you with an open mind is ask yourself a question. For the next 10 years, what kind of a business do you want to build? Do you want to build a business with 500 people or 100 people who's unpredictable, who's like, who takes off, who literally doesn't perform, you have to be behind them? Or do you want to put your money to work? Or do you want to build something substantial that can get you returns every single month because you have it with you for once? You don't have to invest again, you don't have to put your time again, but once you build it, you keep getting recurring revenue. So what kind of income do you want in this three? Type in the chat box. I want to read out some of them. Is it the labor, capital, or code or media? What is the kind of business you want to build for yourself for the next 10 years that's coming in there? I can see like 333 code media. Absolutely. It's not about just talking about this. Every single business is moving towards the code or media, right? You all know that exactly. So it's not about just what we think about. It's not about a product. It's not about a service. It's about the future technology comes in, you're generating leads, you're using a system, there is something that people require. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. Even if you have no experience, if you've never done this in the past, you have no technical background, you're in a job, you have an agency, you're a freelancer, you're a coach. If you're thinking like, Karthik, how do I do this? Is it possible in reality? Already there are hundreds and hundreds of people implementing this and getting recurring revenue every single day at this point of time as I'm speaking to you. How do you do that? Let's get in right now. I want to introduce you to some of the millionaires who've done this in the world at this point of time. Okay, leave Bill Gates, leave Elon Musk. They're too big right now. Okay, so let's get to the new age entrepreneurs. All of you know Alex Hormozy, right? He's one of the best in the Instagram, YouTube. He has an acquisition.com company where he helps people to like scale up at a very big scale. And as he was building his business, he was in the gym business, and then later he got in recently into school. Now, what is a school? School is a community building platform, right? It helps trainers and coaches. It helps like people building online communities to use the system. They can log in and they can start using it. And that's exactly Alex Harmozy. He got into school. Why is recurring revenue so important? Now, why did every entrepreneur at this point of time are jumping in and moving faster towards this? If you slightly observe, you will understand that every business around you is actually building this. You speak about electricity that you're using is a recurring model. You speak about the internet you're using is a recurring model. You speak about the phone you're using, your Airtel Geo, it's a recurring model. You speak about Netflix, you speak about Geo Cinemas, Hotstar. No matter what you use, end of the day, every business around you is built on a recurring model. Why do you think these companies are not saying that you buy my product once and start using for lifetime? It doesn't work like that. Imagine like people are selling like PS5, and then after that you start buying the games from them, right? That's the power of ecosystem. Once you get in, you start using a lot. Now how do you get that, right? So what's the recurring revenue? So the basic foundation of it is a business that consistently earns on a regular basis is recurring revenue. It has to give you income every single month, every single quarter, every single half yearly, like, or annually. But end of the day, people should be using it based on a regular basis. So they have to pay you bills, right? What kind of a business that can be built here? The only way to build a recurring revenue business is through subscription. I want you to write down this word in block letters. Take your time, grab a notebook right now. Take out a pen and write down the word subscription. If at all in the future, 3 years, 5 years later, this one word is going to change your life. This one word changed mine. This one word changed hundreds of them. The word is subscription. You build a business that should be connected on and foundationally a subscription model, right? Now, why will clients pay me every month, quarter, and annually? Like, let's talk fact, right? Great. I mean, like what you're saying is great, Karthik. I understand that. I use electricity, water, internet, all this stuff. But why do people pay me like every single month? The answer is there's a big difference between wants and needs. You need to understand the foundations of this, right? Now think about it. Why are you using internet and why are you paying money for the bills for that? Because it is your need, right? It's not your want. You need this and you can't imagine your life, your business without that. Why do you pay to Airtel, Geo, any of the telecom connections that you're using? Because it's a need, right? The best part of the filter is about how can you use a product and leverage a product that can be a need and not just be a want. That's the first filter you need to use. Now think about it. Like people use a subscription model and let's say their business is something that they don't need. It's just like one time they buy it and they don't use it and they forget about it. Like many of the app subscriptions, think about it. You might have downloaded something, you got excited, you made a payment for that app to use, and then it's gone. Why is it? Because you felt you wanted it, but you actually don't need it. So the biggest filter, what I've understood, is about using a product or selling a product or service that people need it in their daily lives, which they cannot imagine their life without. It could be yoga sessions. Imagine somebody is teaching yoga. Every day, there are students coming in, they're learning it. Now, if you tell the people to leave their classes, they can't because they can't imagine their life without that. But that's a subscription model. Think about a gym. Like somebody works out regularly and this gym charges them like 30,000 rupees a year. And every single year, this person who's working religiously needs a gym. They can't live without it. And in the same gym, there are some people come and pay 30,000 rupees on the first month and they're gone for next 11 months. They're not coming back. So it's about getting the right product or service, getting the right people, Meeting them creates a subscription which is going to give you income for a lifetime. What is it? The right product and service, offering to the right people. And when this both meets, you will see the money coming in every single month, every single year, consistently because of your products and services. So there are 5 kinds of recurring businesses you can start. Okay, I'm not being biased saying that, okay, you just need to like start something in software, you just need to start in code. I'm not here to exactly tell you. I'm here to enlighten you with what's there out. And I want you to make a firm decision for your own self, right? You need to just like get into that, and you should be like, okay, this is what is required. The 5 kinds of recurring businesses you can start in today's day and age is: the first one is physical goods. Second one is physical services. I'll go deep into that. No need to like hurry up to write it down. I'll tell you again. I'll go deep into each one of this. Physical services. Third one is memberships. Fourth one is digital services. And fifth one is software as a service. That's SaaS. So let's dive into one of these. Okay. First one is digital physical goods. Think about it. It is example of your medicines. Let's say you have a medicine that you're taking right now. What model do you think it's built on? Recurring model. You're taking it for maybe blood pressure, you're taking for diabetes, you're taking because of any health conditions. It's a recurring model. Like literally, you can't imagine your life without buying that, right? It's on a daily basis, physical goods. So the first thing is about health supplements, right? It could be medicines, it could be supplements where people start using it and they can't imagine without using it. Like there are many companies like Herbalife, there's like Vestige, there's so many good companies who have real good products that people are using. Now, I'll not get into the debate of network marketing. Is it good, bad? No, keep that aside. Okay. The model was actually built on a straightforward. Okay. Because the model was not understood, you'll always have people kind of like using it on a different direction to actually make the industry look bad. But in fact, it's not. Think about it. I've heard Herbalife when I was a kid. Okay, and I heard even like doctors like taking those supplements, recommending for people to use it. So there must be something good about it, right? Otherwise, it would not stand for such a long time. Let's take an example of that health supplements. Somebody starts using those kind of health supplements, right? It could be vitamin, it could be like B12 they're using, it could be any of that supplements. Once they start using that beauty products, health products, whatever, you will see that they can't stay without using that. So what is it? It's a recurring model. Once you get a client, they get used to that. You're going to get income a very, very long time. Now, if that's something that interests you, then definitely you have an industry. You can join that. Next is pet supplies. Let's say somebody has a pet. You have a dog food, cat food, many things, right? So you open a company and you can take a distribution of this, and you can find out people with dogs and cats or any pet, and you can kind of supply them for food for first time, second time, third time, and you're done. Because once they get used to it, they're not going to stop it. Think about it. Ashirwad Atta. Okay. You go to any grocery shop, how many times is that sold? It's on recurring basis. People buy it every single day. People use it, right? There's so many things that people keep buying. Like pet supplies is one of them. Like you can use that. Like you can supply it once, and once they get used to it, they're going to buy it from you for regular basis. So these are some of the logistical base. That means you can have these goods with you, you can sell them, and this can be a good recurring business for you. The first kind. Second one is about a recurring business based on physical services. Now, what do I mean by physical services? Think about it. It could be a home cleaning service. Like many people get deep cleaning, they have a house, somebody uses it for let's say 11 months, 1 year, and they shift, another tenant comes in. During that time you need a deep cleaning, right? So now if you have people who get the deep cleaning regularly done, now you can maintain a database of them and you can build out a business out of it. Okay, deep cleaning, but that's how urban companies really scaled up, right? So they've really built that company so big based on the home cleaning services and deep cleaning, and they expanded into different verticals. The second physical services are car washes. Think about that one person in your society, if you live in a society or in any lane, wherever you live, for that matter, there's one person who'll be cleaning the cars. And that person in your street or in your community will be cleaning at least like 10 cars. Think about it. Each car pays, let's say, 1,000 rupees. per month. And morning, his time taken to clean all the 10 cars could be about an hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, 1.5 hour. And he just does that in the morning and he's done. And he makes roughly about 10,000 rupees. Now, if in the society, if it's a 500 flats and he takes up 100 car cleaning in that, he makes 1 lakh. Let's say he gets 2 boys appointed to it. And now he can leverage people. That's the labor, right? So you can leverage people. You can take up like 100 cars, charge them like 1 lakh rupees a month, and you can build a recurring business out of it, right? So that's exactly what people do. Now, the modern version of that is your 3M car care, then detailing studios. All these have been like inspired and built based on that. Like people get their car washes done regularly. So rather than like washing it once, you can actually like take a package with us. And once you take a package with us, you can continuously use it. This also applies even for saloons, right? You can see that 1 year package and you just pay me so much and you can actually use unlimited services like Lakme does that. And there's so many companies who have done that in the past also. There's one company which is YLG also. I've seen like they launched a package where they give unlimited services at a price. Right now there's Naturals, there's Tony and Guy, many companies out there who have their own packages where they give you an advantage when you actually take it. So what happens right now is you might come in the future, you might not come in the future, but when you take a package or a subscription, they know that you're going to come for sure. So they're getting a revenue based together. And that's exactly the car washes. Now let's say memberships. Now memberships, I don't have to explain you. So if you want to start a business like this, straight away go get a Gold's Gym, get some other gym. I don't know what, Anytime Fitness and all these companies are there. So let's say you take up their franchise and you could be investing like 3 crores to 5 crores, like a very good gym I'm talking about. And then you can start a gym and that gives you recurring revenue. No matter what people say, it could be 15,000, 20,000 renewal. But the point is they will have like hundreds of renewals. Like a club can reach up to like, let's say 300, 500,000. I mean, like you can open multiple branches, you can scale it up rapidly. Like how many people come and use, you have nothing to do. Because the point is you've opened the gym, you put on the lights, you have your staff working there. Whether you get 10 people to work out or 100 people to work out, your expense is the same. Your rent is not going to change. Electricity is not changing. Your manpower is not changing. So the point is you will become profitable when you get more people. That's the leverage of building a business. Now, if you have an investment of let's say 2, 3 crores, 5 crores, if you're into fitness, then this is also a good business to actually build a recurring revenue. And co-working spaces, like many people like right now don't want to take an office. So they want to like use it like per desk, right? WeWork is one of the classic examples. There's many more good companies out there who are doing that as a co-working. So if you love this, then you can open a co-working space. You can start like a startup and hub where people can come in, they can leverage it, they can use it. And the more they're building it, they stay with you for next 3 months, 6 months, and they might move out to another things. But until the 3 to 6 months, you know technically that this person and this desk is occupied. And that's also a recurring model. And next is digital services, right? Many marketers, agencies, freelancers. The first kind of thing is about social media marketing, right? So let's say you want to manage social media posting for a client. You want to like go and get a graphic designing done. So the second one, right? So you do graphic designing, you post it on online, you edit videos, you post it online, you get the engagement, you keep up the momentum, you increase the followers. Now, what is this? This is exactly digital services. But the downside of this is that it's changing. There are some amazing tools like HeyGen and all these platforms which allow you to actually create videos without you being there. Right? Things have changed right now. So many influencers which you're seeing right now, they're not even there. Like literally, they're creating content with thousands of likes and millions of followers, and people are loving it. Why is it? Because the way you create content is also changing. Social media is changing, video editing is changing, like the way engagement is happening is changing. Somebody leaves a comment, it's connected to LLM, that's large language models, like ChatGPT replies back to them. So all this is going to take over in the future, right? When you see it. But still, if you ask me, is it a possible for this? It is possible to an extent. It's just that you need to use the latest technology ways to update yourself and keep. And this is one of the agency that you can go in. And that's one of the reason like me even spreading this message is truly, truly for digital marketers, freelancers, and agencies because the world is changing. Okay, the world is not going to be same in the next 1 year. It's not going to be same in the next 2 years. I'm not telling you to scare you. I'm telling you literally the way the world is changing at this space, because things are taking over by AI. SEO is literally gone right now, which you can see. Social media management here and there is going on. So 6 months down the lane, everybody knows how to use it. So they'll automate most of the process. So you don't want to be in a business that can actually die, right? So it can die, but something is going to evolve. If you evolve, it's great, right? It's just like the cameras. Cameras didn't die, but the technology of the reel died. Like companies like Kodak didn't update, so they just went extinct. Companies who monetized that was Sony. Let's say they started getting into digital cameras. They want to like expand that whole thing. So they made a lot of money by leveraging that. The camera will not die. Digital services will never die, but the way you deliver digital services will change. So if you can adapt, that's a great industry to be in. You can do social media management, you can do graphic designing, video editing. All this stuff is awesome. And next comes is the recurring model is about SaaS. This is software as a service. Software as a service is something that people use and they pay money because they're using that software. What's a classic example for that? Zoom. If you're using a Zoom subscription, you're using a software, you're using a tool, and you're paying money for it. You're using Netflix, you're watching movies, and you're paying money for it because you're using that product, right? It's a technology based product. Now, you're using that software for your business. Let's say you're using WhatsApp marketing right now, you might be using different tools. You're paying money to somebody out there, right? You're paying to somebody out there to use the tool because you want to send it. Second example, you're using to send SMS. You want to send a bulk SMS if you're still doing that, even real estate or any other industry. Now you're going to be using a platform to send that bulk messages. So when you buy the messages, you pay for them, you're actually paying for the whole service. Like you're using and you're kind of implementing that. Let's say you're hosting your courses on LMS, learning management system. You're using a social media platform. You're using to edit videos, edit like graphics. All these are software as a service. Now, for example, classic examples are brands like Zoho, right? Like many people have used this. ClickFunnels. They've used like funnel builders. You grow it, you sell it, like you use it. And there are millions of users for these. Like Tally is the classic use case, right? It's not easy to like beat Tally because it's gone so deep into the accounting field. Like every auditor prefers Tally, no matter what comes in, they're still like, I want to use like Tally. Like QuickBooks tried, but end of the day, Tally was like so deep rooted, they could not shake that. So this is the power of a software as a service. Once you get a client using it and they get used to it, listen to me very carefully. Once they start using it and their business starts liking, they're depending on that, you have a customer almost for a lifetime. This is exactly what is the magical about software as a service. The whole world works on that. You speak about Adobe, you speak about Canva, you speak about all of them is like software as a service. Now it could be funnels and landing pages. Like a lot of people require, like let's say they want to build a WordPress website, they want to like build on Wix, they want to build on like ClickFunnels, they want to use landing page builders, they want to use funnels. This is like one of the things that you can sell as software as a service. Second one is like lead generation and automation. And funnels are kind of becoming extinct right now in the sense like people don't just want to use just a page builder because everything is happening with one click, right? So you can go to WordPress, you can go to Wix. There is a lot of platforms that's coming in right now where you can just enter a prompt and it builds out the entire business for yourself. And you can just like connect your domain and you can start getting those leads into it. So things are changing on the funnel side. The second one is lead generation automation. Is this problem ever going to be extinct? That means, will people ever stop telling that I don't want leads? Do you think any business can tell that I don't want leads? Just type in the chat box. Do you think any business who's running a business would come to you and say, I don't want leads right now. I'm happy with what I have. Do you think that's ever going to happen? Absolutely not. No matter what business, it's travel, event organizing, real estate, trainers and coaches, marketing, agencies, like manufacturers, you name it. There can never be a business who will come and say that I don't want leads. Leads is the foundational step for building a business. Now, you can build a system or a software based on lead generation and automation, or you could just like build a funnel builder or WhatsApp or any one of them, or you can actually build a 360-degree solution so that people can actually use it and they can sell it. Right now, the five important key principles that you learned about was five different industries. So I'm going to run you through exactly the five industries on your screen right now, and I want you to choose one of them which you aspire to build your business on. Here is on the screen. Is it physical goods, physical services, memberships, digital services, or SaaS? Just type in the chat box which is your favorite that you want to go ahead and build that. So Kishore already says SaaS, Rajesh is SaaS. SaaS. I can see a lot of people like mentioning. You can choose anything. There's nothing that you have to choose this. I can see fourth one option here. Sagar is saying memberships. That's great. Like services. Super. Right. This is amazing. Amazing stuff. You can see, like, I'm so glad that you have so much clarity. Okay. One of the smartest audience, like, in my webinars. Okay. So great to have each one of you, because I know that you exactly understand where you want to be, what you want. I think understanding where you are and what you want is probably the best thing that you require in a business. Okay, I'm so glad you were able to like get that. Whatever you got, write it down in a notepad right now. Okay, write it down immediately. I don't want you to like skip away from that. You choose one, write it down. How it happens, don't worry. Okay, there's going to be a lot of ways to do that. But right now, I just want you to lock that answer. What kind of a business do you want to build for next 10 years? Okay, awesome. I'm going to give you some of the examples from SaaS. Okay, now why? Because I've been in the space, I've been in education space, I've been in software as a service, but I can tell you the kind of revenue that we've seen in software as a service, it's very unlikely that I can see anywhere else. Now, why is it? Because the investment is very high. Let's say I want to open a gym, I need 2, 3 crores, right? I want to start a franchise business, I need like 20, 30 lakhs. Like literally to start this, you hardly need anything, right? The lowest capital, the highest leverage. I think that's the beauty about this. I'll give you some of the most inspirational people that I've actually looked upon while building my business. And these are some of the SaaS millionaires you can see on the screen here. Russell Brunson. He's the person who literally like pivoted the entire world called funnels, and he got that so deep into businesses. He said that you need to build a business and you need a structure to get clients. Okay, and that changed the whole world. Like Alex Harmozy in school, Russell Brunson built ClickFunnels. Now he's kind of sold it, and still he's in the space of helping people in the same space. And this is exactly the people where I got inspired from. And what I did exactly was, how did I do it in India? I've been talking about people who've done abroad, like people have built it in the world, like Russell Brunson, like we've seen like Alex Harmozy, like building that, and then like many people building across the globe. But being like you, how was I able to build this in India? And how was I able to generate a 18 plus crore in recurring revenue? How was I able to crack this? I'm going to share the entire step-by-step process. And the best part is it's not about the story that I'm sharing with you, but it's about the steps and the blueprint I want you to capture with me. Okay, so can I go ahead and share with you right now? If yes, just type yes in the chat box very quickly. I'm going to go in right now, deep into it, share with you the exact step-by-step process where I saw people doing it in the Western countries. And in India, it's not easy, like it's not same. But in India, how to build it, how to monetize it, and how to build that multiple crore of recurring revenue. Looking at the screen right now. This was one of the talk I gave in an event if it's FBR. So if you see here, how I grew my SaaS funnel from 75,000 rupees to 50 lakhs a month using webinars. So I went and gave a talk about this. This was back in 2022. Can you see my screen here? 13th October 2022. So I'm going to be sharing my connections until 2022 because we've grown a lot beyond that. And I don't want to overwhelm you by showing you the numbers, what we do currently. Okay, it's pretty huge. But even at 2020, 22, which is going to be completely connecting with you, and you can understand how you can build a SaaS business even without a background. Because I was just like you, I had zero knowledge on technology. I'm not an engineer. I don't know how to do this. How did I build it? What did I use? And can you do it? It's going to be exploring here right now. I started my journey in 2014 and I founded this brand called White Petals. And this is a chain of schools. In 2014, when I started, it was just the first school I started. And even when I started a school, my model was very clear. I will build an institution where I get students this year. I have the students for the next year. I have the same students for the third year. You see that? And they have to continue with me. And then I will work hard and bring more students so that we have a predictable institution with a certain number of admissions. I did not do this consciously, but I did this subconsciously because I always knew that I wanted to build something for the future and not just for the time being. Right? I started 2014, and from here in a rented space, and all the way for the next 6 years, we started working a lot. And I built my own campus. I took up a place in Bangalore, so that's my own building. Huge roller coaster ride, no capital, no funds, starting from scratch, taking loans, investing it back, getting the return, paying back the loans, and building it top over top. Okay, and got a four-floor building and reached about 175 students. Life was amazing. 2014 to 2020, 6 years of hard work, and we reached a point where we had already built a business or an institution which was giving us income every single year. I thought my life is set. Okay, I'm done with this. But something interesting happened in 2020. All of you know that COVID. When COVID hit, we were almost like 5 to 6 branches. I'd also given franchise. So I also gave people that I'll give you my brand name, you run it, I'll teach you how to do it. So we had many branches and everything came to a still. Literally, we had to close it down. I mean, like not shut it down, but we had to close it temporarily. And we went online and we thought like it's a time being. But in 2020, something interesting happened during the lockdown was I started learning interestingly about online because I felt like marketing is very important, online space is very important. So let me understand this. How do you run ads? How do you get leads? How do you make sales? Small topics. Like as I was learning, I got very interested in this particular industry that's training and coaching. So in 2020, I said like, okay, I'm going to start a business online because I don't have to invest much, right? So now I don't have anything to do for next 1 year at least. My team is doing online. So what do I do? I learn the skill of this because end of the day it's going to be exciting. I loved it and I said like I'm going to build this business. I went ahead, I started 30th April 2020 and I started learning about how to make videos. So this is exactly my practice videos. I didn't know how to speak in front of camera at that point. I was not fluent. I didn't know how to speak. And I only knew one thing was I needed to work hard. I just learned one word. That's practice. If I'm not good at something, it doesn't mean that I'm going to be bad at it forever. I can change it by one thing and practice. All of you type P in the chat box if you believe that practice can change anything. If you strongly believe that, just type a P in the chat box as practice. This is the most underrated word in the world, right? People think about talent, people say inborn talent, luck, all that stuff. But I feel the most important word is about practice, right? Because when you practice it, no matter what, right, you will be able to achieve that. And video was one of the skill that happened to me. I was not comfortable. I did something, it didn't work. Then I started practicing when I was going on walk, taking the phone, recording it. And once I've done that, I'm here today, literally doing more than 1,000 webinars like this, over a thousands of webinars like this right from my studio doing it. Now, how did it happen? Because of the practice of doing the same stuff. And then I launched my first online webinar, and selling courses was a big thing then. Okay, it's after AI, ChatGPT, it's not the same stuff anymore. But the point is, in 2020, it was a very big deal. People wanted to learn a lot of things, but they didn't know where to go and learn. Like imagine like nobody knows about how to do it. So we launched the first community, which was for franchise. Okay, I told people that you know what, I'm going to like teach you how to franchise your business. You're a restaurant, you're a school, you're in any industry. I'm going to show you how to like build that ecosystem because I had already built it. And once I started and launched this, I started getting a lot of people take my course on franchising. I was like, this is amazing, this is sorted. And I never knew that you could actually make so much money online. And when we sold in June 2020, the first month we made about 75,000. I was like sorted, like sitting in a room in front of a laptop, in front of a camera, I'm able to make like 75,000, and literally I can make close to about 9 to 10 lakh rupees in a year. And this is going to be a game changer for me. I don't have to do anything much. And second month, I went with the same thing, but I'll tell you, right, the business pulls you back sometimes. And it hit a 30,000 second month. I was like, what happened? I mean, we were making 70,000 the first month, 75,000. Now 30,000, the business in loss because we had cost for ads, we had cost for tools and all that stuff. I was like, this is not good. I think I'll quit this industry. I was at the verge of literally stopping the webinars and saying that I'm not going to do this ever. Because I thought like school institution is a bigger venture. It's more tangible. Like I can actually build it and I can see it growing. Why do I need to put so much energy and build this? And that's exactly where I got a very good advice from one of a very senior person who's about 65 years. And I was telling that person that I'm working very hard, but things are not working in my favor. So I'm planning to quit. And the person asked me, like, what is the reason for quitting? I said, the income is not that great. And the person told me that it's not about the income, I think. Okay, I want to like understand deep down what's your real reason. When he started asking me a few questions, I started telling him that, see, I'm working so hard. I'm out there on cameras talking about it. Many of my parents of our schools, teachers, staff, they keep looking at and thinking like, why sir is doing this? Why is he doing Facebook, Instagram, all this stuff? So I feel like somewhere they might really judge me. So I don't think it's worth for this money to do all that. And that's exactly this person gave me one advice. He asked me, how many people do you think like that? I said maybe like few of them. Like he asked percentage, tell me. I said maybe like 2-3% people. Then he asked me one question. Let's say 2 to 3% people don't appreciate what you're doing. They don't like what you're doing. And they're talking about it. Now tell me, there are 97% of the people who are enjoying your content, who are learning from your content. Do you want to stop doing this just because 3% of the people are validating it? And it just completely made me stuck. I was like, yeah, that's true. And I understood that not just me, many people out there, we always think about that 2 to 3% of the people, and we stop it for the rest of the 97% who are appreciating it. How many of you connect with what I'm saying? Just type I see in the chat box if you connect. I connect. Just type I see. We often think that people are looking at us, they're judging us. My friends are saying, the family is speaking about it. But as he told me, just because of the 2-3% of the people, we tend to take a decision that we feel that, okay, this is not going to happen. Right. And that's exactly happened. I said, like, okay, let's bounce back. There's no second questions. I'm going to build an online business. So we came back from 30,000, we went all the way to 1.6 lakh. Okay, why? Because the energy was different, the excitement was different. I said, no, this is what I want. I'm going to do this no matter who talks about it. And that changed the income. And after this, the business started growing in quickly and I started introducing like level 2, level 3. I started having some of the other products that I sold, like advanced level of coursing, consulting, and all that. After doing it, my income right from 1.6 lakh grew to 3.8 lakh, 5.7, 5 lakhs, 4 lakh, 4 lakh, 4 lakh. You can see that it started averaging about 4.5 lakh. During a COVID where people were not earning, we were literally making about 4, 5 lakhs a month. Okay, and that was a lot. And I was like, this is fantastic what I'm doing. And after January, February, March, April, May, it started, I started asking a question to myself. I'm like, I'm stuck at 4.5 lakh. I'm not able to go beyond that. Why am I not able to go beyond that? Like, why am I not able to grow my business beyond it? And that's exactly where I got a hard hitting answer. And that's because I was trying to sell for one time. I never realized it. I thought the business model is like that. I said, I'm finding customers every month and they're buying from me. But once they bought it, they're for it. I'm giving them access for lifetime to my courses, and my job is done. Next month, I need to go back again and get all over again another 100, 150 people. And at this point, it hit me and told me, like, what's wrong? I'm building the business the wrong way, right? I'm just selling it once and they have access to lifetime and I'm done. So I'm just like serving them and working with them and I'm not getting paid for anything after that. And that's exactly where I started worrying about, thinking like, how do I overcome this? Now we have a problem. I want to overcome this. How do I overcome this is for two reasons. Okay. The first one, I was seeing that members are not profitable for franchising. So people who bought my course also, I saw that many of them were struggling to run their own business. Forget about franchising. Like when do you franchise when you're profitable, right? But I saw a lot of people were struggling themselves and where they'll be able to sell. So it's not possible. Second problem that I was facing is lack of basic infrastructure for themselves to run a business. I saw that many people don't even have a lead generation system. They don't have a CRM. They don't have like a tracking system. They're using Google Sheets. They're writing in a paper and they're running a business. I was like, if they're doing this, what will I teach them to franchise their business? So now I decided that either I will just launch some amateur franchise brands to the market and they will go and get people and then they will not be able to help them because they are not good at themselves. Or the second option was, let me fix these problem first. So I went and understood that these people problem, whoever got in, were that they were not getting the leads, they were not getting sales. Now let's solve the problem. So what we did was we transitioned into the space and made a decision to bring in software as a service into my coaching business. Now why? I said if person is going to GoDaddy to buy a domain, building a website on WordPress, sending emails on GetResponse, then sending on MailChimp, they're using like SMS on something, WhatsApp on something. I was like, so many things are confusing. How about me giving them a solution in one single place where I can help them get results? And that's exactly, we bought a license. We said like we put up a brand and then we started giving software as a service. Right from 2021, we launched a brand called My Pipeline. And once we launched it from 4.5 lakh, this was our average income, right? Because we were selling only the courses for one time. Okay. And level two, level three, all that average. After this, the biggest difference happened the moment we launched the software as a service. It jumped to straight away to 12 lakh, 10 lakh, 15 lakhs, 31 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 16 lakh, and it touched all the way up to 55 lakhs income in one single month. Why? Because the people who are learning with me, I just gave them a software to run their whole business and I charged them about 70,000 rupees per year. Even if 10 people took it, the income was 77 lakhs. If 100 people took it, the income was 70 lakhs. And that changed the game. People started paying because the software was a tangible product. Many businesses today, digital marketers, agencies, freelancers, coaches, don't have a tangible product to sell to people. That is the biggest drawback. And that's exactly what we did. 2021, we introduced within no time. In 2022, we were able to launch it. And in 2022, October, I was sharing a talk in one of the most popular stages on how I grew my SaaS funnel from 75,000 to 50 lakhs. And people who heard that live were awestruck because this was before ChatGPT. Okay, even before ChatGPT came in, we literally cracked that model of recurring revenue. And if you see one of the comment here also says that the most inspiring story of Karthik sir, he says the most enlightening moment is when Sid sir, Siddharth Rajshekar, if you know, he's my mentor. So he's founder of ILH. So when I was learning coaching on the stage, he said the next Russell Brunson of India. So this is one keyword that went deeper into people. They started asking me like, how did you do it? Like, how were you able to crack that? The answer was simple because I just modeled the best. There's nothing wrong in doing that, right? You don't want to reinvent everything from scratch. You have to just model what people are good at. I looked at what Russell Brunson was doing, what people were doing at that time, and I modeled the same format, customized it for India, and I gave it to people, and people could feel that difference with that. The smartest decision that you can make is about modeling the successful people rather than reinventing the wheel. How many of you agree with that? Just type A in the chat box that modeling successful people is the best option rather than being stuck and reinventing the wheel. Many people are stuck because of this one thing. I told you, right? If you want to manufacture a car, you can't just go and just sit getting the iron ore and trying to build a car from scratch. It's no point. Just look at what's working, use that and get it. Now, when you want to build a SaaS in India, you know exactly whom to learn from. Now, when I'm sharing with you, why do you have the complete authority to guide you and train you is because I've done exactly the same thing way before anybody knew this, right? So even people implementing at this scale, even before knew this, we had already implemented that. Until today, we have one of the solid framework that it's very hard for people to crack in. And I'm going to give away that framework to you today. So life was very good until the auto debit ban happened in India. Okay. So what we used to do is we used to run a webinar, and in the webinar, I used to show the product. I should tell like, use your card and take a trial. People used to put their card like a 14-day trial, fantastic. The card used to go after 14 days, the auto debit used to happen. So the money used to come in. We started building a recurring revenue. We reached to thousands of subscribers. Okay, thousands of subscribers. After having, let's say, 1,400, 1,500 subscribers, in 2022, there came a big shock to us where RBI stopped the auto debit in India. They stopped auto debit. That means you as a company cannot charge your client's card without they entering the OTP. Now this was stuck. I'm like, we built the entire business right now where we are getting recurring revenue without calling anybody because it charges their card. And right now the world has come to a dead end. With thousands of accounts where we never had a track of who's using it, who's not using it, because everything was manual work. We were kind of like payments are coming in, things are going smooth, and all of a sudden it stopped. And 98% of the payment stopped. The business hit a dead end. No matter what, we all love India, all that is awesome. But let me tell you that collecting money in India is not easy. Building a business where it has to be truly so valuable that only then people will pay you on a monthly basis. How many of you 100% agree with that? Just type 100% in the chat box. If your product is like the 1,000% valuable, then you'll see people paying you, okay, I'm going to pay you. Otherwise, it's not easy to build a business in India based on recurring revenue. We understood that after getting a big hit, right? We got a big hit. We understood that it's not possible right now. So it's a dead end. What do? We didn't understand anything. At that point, I just hired like 5, 6 people who prepared Excel sheets and we started tracking the payments. And whoever didn't pay, we called them, we asked them to make the payment using OTP and we started running it. And then we saw a huge decline in payments and hit a roadblock. And one of the books that saved me at that time was from Robert Kiyosaki. I was reading his books. I mean, like I've loved his book. I've read almost all of his books. In that, he says that one said, I can't afford it. Like a person hits a roadblock and that person tells that I can't afford this. The other person says, how can I afford it? What happens here is one is a statement, the other question, which forces you to think. I can't afford it is a dead end. How can I afford it is the opening point. He tells that if you say I can't afford it, your brain stops. It's a program. The moment you say that, oh, I can't do it, done, it's a dead end because your brain stops thinking. If, however, you ask yourself a question that I want to do this, but how can I do this? Your mind opens up and suggests ideas. You want to start a SaaS business right now. You're seeing this. You're like, fantastic. I want to learn from Karthik how to do this. But the question is, if you tell yourself, oh, I don't think I can do this, your mind will stop thinking. If you ask yourself a question, I love to do this, but how do I do it? What can I do to make this happen? Now the entire opportunity opens up. This one line made me think that we've hit a roadblock right now. It's not happening. How do I get this right? So I went ahead and we built a payment system for Indian entrepreneurs. I formed a development team. Okay, I brought my team together. It was a small team, just 2, 3 people. And we said, we will build a tool where we can manage the subscriptions. Like we'll create a subscription for this client one, and we'll say every 30 days this bill will come. And if they don't pay in 30 days, we will show that this person is overdue. And if it's overdue, then we will lock their account, we'll pause their account, we'll do something like that. And we started building the app. And after launching that, we started developing in 2022. Okay, until then, we found a solution, we were using it. But 2022, we built it literally and we launched our product, which is payments.ai. We launched this and it was like a massive, right? So we had a great launch. The best part about softwares are when you actually plan it the right way, you can do multiple lakhs or even crores by doing one launch. Because imagine you're selling this at like 35,000 or 40,000, okay, for 1 year, and you have 100 people taking it. 40 lakhs. That's the kind of launch you can do. And we had hundreds of people taking it, right? Once they took it, we were like, okay, now we are sorted. So now we are able to like manage the entire business. Now we started growing further from 1,500 to 2,000, 3,000. We started acquiring more clients. And after we did this, then we made it more powerful. We got a lot of requests from people who bought it. They said that now you have a payment system, which is good. But the problem is not about managing the money because we are not making money. That's the biggest problem. I was like, okay, this is a valid reason. We were trying to sell a product that we built for people to manage money, but then actually people told me, Karthik, I understand what you're saying, but we actually are not making money right now. And you're telling us to buy a product to manage money. So you tell us how to make money first, and then I think managing money will be easier. And that hit me hard. I was like, yeah, that's right. So if I'm just telling people to like manage the money right now, or do I actually help them to build a business out of this? So what we did is we started developing features on top of this. So there was finance module. So we started adding a lot of features into that over a period of time. And then in next 2 years, we launched something called a Searchy. And this was a dream of life. Literally, we said, this is a dream product. This is going to be the all-in-one system that you can use to send emails, send WhatsApp, CRM, LMS, community. It's literally not just one landing pages, digital shops, everything in one system. So people don't need anything else. They can come here, they can build their business, and they can do a lot of stuff. We made a launch of this and we made over 1.3 crore on the launch of this product. We sold it to about 140 to 150 people at 70,000 rupees. That was the biggest launch. We made this, and within 2 days, we were able to launch it. Why I'm telling you and putting the numbers straightforward with you is because that's the power of actually launching and selling SaaS. Because each of the product, you're charging 70,000 rupees a year, 80,000 rupees a year, or even 60,000 a year. You sell it to 100 people, is 60 lakhs, right? At one shot, like literally you got the money in the beginning and people use it for the rest of the year and you have nothing to lose because you're not delivering a service, you're selling a product. You're selling a product which they're going to be using. That's the power of launching this. After launching this, we thought, okay, this is the end. Okay, this is going to be our biggest product. And right now, we're just going to sell this and make a lot of money throughout our life. We can happily keep selling this right now, the software, and we can make a lot of money for the rest of our life. But we choose a different route. At the peak of how we were growing, we said, right now, our goal is not just we building it. What if we can empower people to learn what we are doing? Why did the thought came into mind? The reason is very simple. We doing alone versus we doing it along with 1,000 people. That's going to be a huge leverage. How does that work? Now, the bigger dream was exactly like you, right? I got a lot of people asking me that, Karthik, what you're doing is great. Can I be your affiliate? Can I actually sell the product you're selling? Can I do it though? That's exactly where we said we have a product which is so powerful, whether 100 businesses use it or 1 lakh businesses use it or 10 lakh businesses use it, end of the day, the login ID and password is going to remain same, right? What about creating an opportunity about helping people to start their own SaaS business? Now, why was it? The biggest question. The reason was very simple. We did a calculation. We said, why don't we sell it ourselves? I mean, why should we even help other people? Right? I can sell my product, I can make a money, and we can build a bigger company. But everybody's done wrong in the past. Okay. And we want to build something that can truly create impact, change people's life. Now, why is it? The first thing was, let's say we sell 100 accounts for per month, And in the 12 months, how many clients can we get? 1200. Okay, 100 accounts are very easy for us to sell. We've even reached out 280 to 300 per month. Okay, that's the scale at what we've sold. So even keeping a nominal number is 100 per month. In a year, 1200 businesses. Superb number, right? 1200 businesses a year. Fantastic. In 10 years, what is it going to be? 12,000. In the next 10 years, in the peak of our career, in the peak of our life, are we going to be very happy with serving 12,000 customers and that's it? The answer was no. How do we make this big? How do we impact 1 lakh businesses? How can we impact 5 lakh businesses? That's exactly was the idea, to build something as a massive opportunity where people could leverage. And what is it? The impact we could create together. So I just put out a message to our community members. I said that, how many of you love to do what I'm doing? Okay, my straight question to you is, how many of you love to build a business like the way I'm building? Just type LT in the chat box. Like if you love to build it, just type LT. I just put out a message and I got so much of response saying that we want to do this, we want to do this. Why is it? Because nobody does that. Nobody teaches people to do it. Everybody is making out of them, but my only question was, can we truly build something that people can build a business on top of it? Okay, so before we go forward also, I have literally right now I'm going at a good pace. We might wind up the session in just like a couple of minutes, but today you don't have to be thinking about the time is there. Is this going to happen? What's the offer going to be? What's the pitch going to be? I'm going to make an announcement that I have nothing to sell you today. I just have one thing to give you, is massive value. Leave one word in the chat box. What's your experience? I'm not going to offer you anything today. I'm here to give you massive value today so that you can get in this information, sink in that information, and then you can leave today's session with a mind that can help you navigate your business further. Okay, if you feel that's awesome, wow, just leave one word, because this is truly, I feel we've done like thousands and thousands of webinars, and we've been a part of sales webinars, all that stuff. But let me tell you one thing, that right now what you're experiencing is beyond the sales, is beyond money for us, because this one thing can change your life. This one thing can change the way you're living your life. And this is exactly what we've seen in the past. And that's exactly the kind of value I want to give you today. Okay, I want to make sure that you go deeper into this, and this should not allow you to sleep today. Okay, they should not allow you in the midnight. You should be thinking like, how do I do this? How can I build that? So the impact, what we could do as ourselves is 1200 businesses a year, 12,000 businesses in 10 years. People can be happy, but I'm not happy, because imagine in the last 3-4 years we've served more than 8,000 customers. This is not a number that will excite us. So we said we're going to like combine people who want to be and building this, and that's exactly the impact we can create together. Like when you join this process, you implement this, how is it going to change? 100 of you, literally just 100 of you here, let's say have 100 clients each in the next 1 year. You just get like 10 clients a month, not even like more, 10 clients a month. And then you have 100 clients in next 1 year, and 100 of you join us on this mission of helping small businesses to automate the business, helping them with landing page, CRM, all that. Even if you don't know anything about it, you can technically learn and implement. It's very easy. The impact we could create on the first year itself is 10,000. Just 100 of you here. We help 100 businesses in a year, 10,000. If you calculate this for 10 years, it's going to be 10,000 of you here helping 1,000 businesses each. We can impact 1 crore businesses in the next 10 years. Now that's a big dream. Now, why? Because there are so many startups, there are so many people about 50, 60 years old, they technically don't know how to run an online business. I've seen businesses from the new age entrepreneurs to people in insurance industry, travel industry, who are above 55, 60. They don't understand technology. They don't know how to do this. Now, if we could join hands together, where we take up a single mission of our community is like helping entrepreneurs to get leads and to automate their business. Can we get leads consistently for them? Can we help them automate their business using your product and you keep the 100% of the money with you? How does that business build? The impact, what we could create with you is 1 crore versus the impact we can create for ourselves is 12,000 for 10 years. Now you know why we are here to impact and take this further. It's not just about, okay, like helping you go do this. No, it's a business as well, right? It's going to help you grow. It's going to help more businesses. In turn, you make money. In turn, we make money. In turn, your customers make money because they're getting good leads, and the whole ecosystem is going to be profitable. You can never make a profit unless you make a profit for somebody else. This is exactly the basic rule of a business. The goal here is about impacting that 1 crore MSMEs out there, micro, small, medium enterprise, helping them to get the leads consistently, to help them automation consistently, and how you can build a massive business that can get you recurring revenue for a longest time. Okay, so what if we can help you replicate the same framework? Okay, now my question to you is, how many of you are jumping out of excitement that you want to learn this? Just type IWL in the chat box. I want to learn. How many of you want to truly learn the way on building your software business, just like ClickFunnels, Zoho, like Freshdesk? Many businesses out there are selling it and building it, and how you can build it without any experience, without going through a hardship of that. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So what you need to be doing with this is about the SaaS millionaires. I want you to write down this word in a notepad. SaaS millionaire. Software as a service, millionaire. The next one should be you. That's my dream. That's my goal. Because I've been there, I made crores, not Indian rupees, but in dollars also more than like $1 million we've earned using SaaS. But I want to teach you the same framework. Like even Sam Owens was in consulting.com. He's one of the greatest mentors in consulting, but he also moved founding school software. You speak about Iman Gadzi, like he's opened his Flowzy. He's also like acquired many other softwares right now. The whole world influencers at this point of time are moving towards software as a service. This is a wake up call. I just want you to thank your stars for actually connecting us, because you might be doing anything literally today, but you choose to be here today to listen to this. And the information what you've got, I can tell you 99.5% of them don't have. You're in the 0.5% of them who actually know what's going to happen in the next 10 years. The AI, software as a service combined together is going to revolutionize the industry, because people are speaking about AI agents, that you need many tools. But the problem in the tomorrow people are going to face is about 100 different systems. They're going to have email marketing, WhatsApp marketing. They're going to have funnel builders. They're going to have literally every system scattered, and they'll be like brain stuck. Like what is my business running? It'll be literally like a confused circuit. But the best part you can do is solving in one single place. That's why this is literally going to change everything in the future. So I have a massive opportunity for you, and that is the MSME sector in India is about 7.5 crores at a growth rate, what you can see here. And we just by solving one big problem. Please write down that problem. What is the problem? Okay, two problems. Okay, the two problems that you can solve for people is helping them generate leads, helping them convert leads into customers. Forget about everything else. Forget about all the process. You should just focus on the problem, because you remember I told you entrepreneurs are the people who solve people's problem. It's not making money. It's not building a business. All that is a byproduct. The focus is about helping entrepreneurs to get more leads and helping them convert to more sales. If we can solve this for MSMEs, literally your banks will be flooded with subscription money every single month. Why? Because this business cannot imagine the life without you. If you can solve this problem, how do you build this? How do you learn this? It's super easy, super simple. Everything is pre-programmed. You can implement that. And if you can solve this big problem for yourself first, I want you to be your first client. Now, why do I tell that? I don't sell anything that I don't use myself. Okay, I have this policy with me. You'll never hear me talking about, you'll never hear me teaching you something that I have never done in my life. So I always do it first. If I'm successful, I'm good at it, I only then make it or teaching to others. I don't preach without using it. This has been my basic rule, and this is what I also tell everybody in our community, that first thing you need to do is about do it on yourself. You're the first client for yourself. Implement this, see the power of that, and then you can technically move ahead with the other thing. And now the similar business ones. So once, let's say you're in the travel industry, you're an event organizer, you're like real estate, you're a trainer and coach, you're a digital marketer. Once you do for your business, you don't have to sell it for others. You just have to show what you've built to others and pick up the people who want to do the same thing as what you've done, just like the way I'm doing right now, right? I've been successful in software business. Like I've built it not like a traditional way, but I built it in the most powerful way with high profitability. And I exactly help people to build what I've done. Now, this makes you an authority in your marketplace. Any industry you're in, you can do it for yourself. And once you've done it, your circle of influence will be like, how do you do that? Can you teach us? Give your software, charge them like 6,000 a month, 7,000 a month, 70,000 a year, and you could be the influence person in that particular surroundings. So look at as an expert. So people will start looking at you that this person is awesome. I want to learn from this person, and they will be willing to pay you a hefty amount for a very long time. And fasten your seatbelts, because I'm going to share with you tomorrow. What I'm going to share with you is literally going to shock you when I share with you tomorrow. I'm going to give you the entire blueprint, entire plan tomorrow, and I'm going to give you the ticket to opening doors to be a SaaS millionaire. How many of you are super duper excited and committed to show up in the tomorrow session? Just type I see in the chat box as I commit, because what I'm going to share with you tomorrow is going to be the blueprint and the ticket to the real implementation that can get you to the aspiration goal of what you want to build. Okay, so thank you so much for being here. I'm super duper excited to meet you today. I could see the energy in the room was fantastic. I'm super happy to meet all of you here, and I'll be meeting you tomorrow with yet another blueprint of how to take this further. So fasten your seatbelts. What I'm going to share with you tomorrow is going to literally shock you, and you'll be like, oh my God, this is exactly what I want. So be there tomorrow exactly. I'll send you reminders, and I'll meet you tomorrow, and let's take it further and build and make you a SaaS millionaire. So thank you so much. This is Karthik Nadu here signing off. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, take care and